and Merab Dvalishvili. So what I just need to do is make sure we're live everywhere and that this stream is working okay.
Friends,
and then we will be good to go. So just bear with me a second. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day in this video. And we are almost good to go. Alright, let me just see if this is set up. So guys, let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay, guys. Let me know. We're almost good to go, I think. Alright, we're live. We are live. So sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to make sure all the audio and everything is good. This camera needs to just come here a little bit like this. Maybe a bit like this. That'll do. We'll switch back. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. So sorry for the messy start to this live stream, but it is a live stream, so we're all live, and because of that, this isn't going to be like a structured video if you're watching after the fact on YouTube. This is literally me researching the fight between Merab Dvalishvili and Sean O'Malley in the moment, just kind of taking you guys through the process of how I research fights to see if we can find a decent bet on this matchup. So what I'm going to do, just before we kick things off, I'm just going to drop a Telegram notification in the Telegram and also put out a message on Discord just so everyone knows we're live, and then we'll make a start. So we'll be good to go very soon. So how are you all doing, man? Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all doing good. We'll be good to go very soon. So yeah, if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, there won't be any timestamps or anything like that because this is a live stream. And we don't know what we're going to dig up. So that's the Telegram put out. Just drop the Discord. And we'll be good to go. Okay, let's go. All right, let's get into it, man. So that's everything sorted. Sorry for the slow start, but we'll be good to go very, very shortly. How's everyone doing, man? What's up, Hilts? Hope you're doing good, mate. Hope you're doing good. Game over, mate. Hope you're doing good. Sahel. Hey, Underrated. How you doing, mate? What's up, Ghoul? Hope you're all doing good, boys. So yeah, man, here we go. So let's see if we can dig up a bet on this fight. So we've made a profit every single year for the last 15 years betting on everything that we do. So if you're looking to figure out who's more likely to win this fight between Dvalishvili and O'Malley, you have come to the right place. If there is a strong side on this fight to be found, we will find it, because over the next couple of hours we'll take a real deep look at this fight and we'll focus on what is true. At the end of the day, this week, you're going to find tons of people online, tons of people on Twitter, tons of people on YouTube giving you strong opinions on how they think this fight is going to go. But think is the key word, because ultimately no one has a crystal ball. And sometimes people think things and what they think turns out to be true. But sometimes it's just a lucky guess, right? What we do in these research sessions is focus on what is true. We look at the past performances. We figure out what is true, and then we figure out, based on what is true, who's more likely to win. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, we'll correctly predict the outcome of Saturday night's fight. But what it does mean is by the time this stream is over, every single person that's watched this will have a really, really, really good idea of what's most likely to happen in this fight. And even if we can't necessarily, you know, pick confidently on either fighter, we'll at least know all the different likely ways in which it's going to go, which will help us make a profit in live betting if we can't find a pre-fight bet. So that's really our approach to this, and hopefully we will be able to find a bet, and hopefully ideally we'll be able to live bet it as well. In an ideal world would make we make loads of money betting this fight, so we'll see how it goes. So we'll kick things off by taking a look at the odds. So we can see there's quite a big odds spread at the moment. The odds are moving around quite a bit. So we'll say the average odds at the moment are 1.75 on O'Malley, which would be minus 133 for an implied probability of 57%. If we take a look at the odds on Dvalishvili, he's around an average of 2.10, which is going to be plus 110 for an implied probability of 48%. So very close to 50-50 in the eyes of the, well, betting market, right? In general, it's close to a 50-50 fight, although the odds are declining quite quickly actually on O'Malley. If we look at the odds movement chart, it's not loading. Brilliant. Okay, so O'Malley was around about a 1.83 favourite about 36 hours ago, and his odds are obviously declining quite rapidly. He's down to as low as 1.71 minus 141 on some sites. So if you do want to bet O'Malley, probably a good idea to get in on him relatively quickly, because his odds could continue to decline. You see the red arrows pointing down all across the board. Same happening with Grasso as well, to be fair. So Dvalishvili is 33 years old, 5'6" with a 68-inch reach, and O'Malley is 29 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. So we can see O'Malley's got a 4-inch reach advantage, and he knows how to use it. Other than that, aside from them having different body types, there's no real notable X factors on this one, other than, you know, obviously the fact that Merab Dvalishvili may have a staph infection for this fight. So Merab has come out and basically said that this is nothing. He doesn't have a staph infection. He's been cleared by the doctor. But the problem with staph infections is whenever we see a fighter have a staph infection and then fight, they almost always lose, to the extent where I can't actually think of a fighter who's fought with a staph infection and won. Like, let me know in the live chat if you can think of any fighter that has fought with a live... let me know in the chat if you can think of a single fighter that has fought with a staph infection and won. Obviously, the most recent high-profile example we've got is Benoit Saint-Denis, where he looked terrible against Dustin Poirier. Kevin Lee is one that sticks in my mind. But yeah, usually they look absolutely terrible if they have they've got a staph infection. So that does definitely make it very risky to bet on Merab this weekend. And what I thought we could do is take a look at the original image, which is on Merab's Instagram, and just see how we feel about it. We can zoom right in on it. We can bring it up in Photoshop, which enables us to get a real nice look at this. So as we zoom right in, it's not the best quality picture. What do we think, right? Usually, like, staph infections are kind of like, they're like, is it concave or convex? I'm going to Google that. Concave bends inward. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So in terms of like the type of staph infections are usually concave, right? If we look at this image, concave is where something goes inward, and then convex is where something comes out. So staph infections are usually concave, where they go into the skin. So this one doesn't look like that. If we zoom in on it, that actually looks like it's concave, like it's coming out, like there's a bit of a hole. But for the most part, it looks like it's swelling out of the skin, which isn't usually what you see with staph, although I'm no expert. So there's just like the closest look that we've got of the staph infection. In fact, what I will do is just Google to make sure there's no like higher quality images of the staph infection that we could pull into Photoshop. No, there's obviously zoomed in ones, but people are just pretty much doing exactly the same thing as I am with Photoshop and zoom in right in. Yeah, people pretty much just doing the same thing as me. I mean, to be fair, there is this, which does actually look a little bit concave. And they've taken the image where he's wearing the white t-shirt, so we could try that. I thought the black t-shirt shot would be better because it's obviously more zoomed in. We can take a little look at this and see what we get. I don't think there's any other images, right? No, that's about it. Alright, that's about it. Yeah, I don't think this is going to give us a better look than when he's in a black t-shirt. Yeah, see, yeah, it doesn't really tell us anything. Doesn't really tell us a whole lot, man. Doesn't really tell us a whole lot. So, I tell you what my feeling is on this, man. I'll tell you what my feeling is on this. This is just the way I would look at this, right? At the end of the day, the way I look at this is, you've got hundreds of fights to bet every year, okay? Hundreds of fights to bet on every year. And we perform really well on pre-fight bets because we're very patient. We only take pre-fight bets where we know we're overwhelmingly stacking the odds in our favour. So when you've got a fighter like Merab Dvalishvili, his odds are currently around 2.10, which carry an implied probability of 48%, right? So in order to get any value on Merab, you've got to give him like a better than 50% chance of winning. The problem with that is if he's got a staph infection, then very, very likely he loses this, because Dvalishvili's biggest weapon is his cardio, and if he does have a staph infection, his cardio is probably going to look significantly worse than usual. So it doesn't really matter whether we think he's got a staph infection or we don't think he's got a staph infection. Ultimately, we don't really know either way. We're just guessing. So for me, it is very, very, very risky to bet on Dvalishvili this weekend. Because if he does have a staph infection, you can pretty much guarantee that O'Malley will destroy him. So straight away, you can only really cap Dvalishvili at 50% max. Because if he does have staph, then, you know, he's probably got less than a 20% chance of winning. And if he doesn't have staph, then it's still a difficult fight for him. That even if you think, you know, Dvalishvili is very likely to win, it's going to be hard to cap him into that 60, 65, 70% range, which you need to offset the potential that he doesn't have staph. Or offset the risk that he does have staph, sorry. So it just becomes a bit of a situation where if you do bet Dvalishvili this weekend, I do think you're putting your money in a lot of danger. Like, personally, I've just got like hard rules and hard principles that I stick to, and that enables us to make money betting on UFC year after year after year after year. We've made a profit betting on the UFC every year for the last 15 years, every single year, right? There's no one else around that has the same longevity that's been doing this as long as I have, and the reason why we've been around so long is because we stick to principles and we've got a strong enough mentality not to deviate and break them. And whenever you've got a situation where a fighter might have staph, it just isn't smart to bet them. There's no smoke without fire, and you just want to stay the fuck away, in my opinion. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you think. So what I'm going to do is I'll just catch up on chat now, and then we will we'll get into watching some fight footage. But yeah, it's gonna, no matter what I see in the fight footage, it's going to be very difficult for me to beat bet Dvalishvili this weekend, because there's no smoke without fire, right? There's no smoke without fire. All right, let's have a look, man. Let's go through the comments. Let's have a quick look. What's up, Mia, mate? Hope you're doing good. So Mia's asking for my initial lean before the footage. My initial lean would be probably Dvalishvili. But not with the staph situation, right? So if both guys were fully healthy, my lean would be Dvalishvili, only because Like, he's very difficult to deal with in 5-rounders. Like, the guy is absolutely relentless. And we don't, from memory, I don't think we know a lot about O'Malley's takedown offense. And O'Malley's got really skinny legs. Usually guys with really skinny legs are quite easy to take down. So based on that, it's probably going to be difficult for O'Malley to keep this fight standing in the 3rd, 4th and 5th round, when Dvalishvili really starts to put the pressure on with his persistent grappling. But he might not be able to persistently grapple if he's got a staph infection, because his cardio won't be as good. So, you know, it's a tricky one, man. It's tricky. It's tricky. What do you guys think, man, about the infection situation? What do your instincts say? What do you think, guys? Because Dvalishvili has straight away played it down, like, big time, right? Straight away played it down. What do you guys think? I don't know what to make of it, because we, again, like, we've pulled it up in Photoshop. We don't have a particularly good, like, zoomed in image of it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like George is saying about Merab Dvalishvili potentially death gassing. This is the problem. Like, Dvalishvili's striking's not great, and Dvalishvili's grappling isn't great either. Like, we'll see that when we watch the footage. Dvalishvili's strength is his pace. Like, the reason why his grappling is so difficult to deal with is because he's one of the very few guys that can just spam takedowns relentlessly non-stop. But in terms of, like, what he actually achieves with his grappling, he's not the best. Like, he doesn't have the best grappling control. He's not the most physically imposing fighter. So because of that, if he hasn't got, like, the ability to fight at a high pace for 25 minutes because of a staph infection, O'Malley should destroy him. Should absolutely smoke him. So Mia is saying that people that had the lose with staph already had bad cardio to begin with. That makes sense with, like, Kevin Lee, right? So Fat Disha is saying he's seen some interviews with Dvalishvili this week looking drained. Hey, what's up, Taz, mate? The Austin found is saying he thinks Shaw makes it look easy. Alright, so let's get into some fight footage, I think, boys. So if you haven't watched one of these before, it is a bit of a nightmare, but obviously I can't show the fight footage because we'll get the stream will just get taken down due to copyright. So the way that we're going to do it is we'll do it Joe Rogan companion style, where we'll all sync up the fight, we'll watch it together, we'll kind of talk through what we're seeing using this countdown clock to all sync up and look at the same thing at the same time. So obviously it's a classic striker versus grappler matchup. We know that Dvalishvili is going to get absolutely cooked if the fight stays standing. And we know O'Malley's probably going to be in a lot of trouble if the fight goes to the ground. So really the only question we need to answer with this fight is, will O'Malley be able to keep the fight standing? Like, we could spend 25 minutes watching the Marlon Vera fight, but I don't think it's going to tell us very much because Vera didn't try to get the fight to the ground. And Vera's, obviously, his offensive wrestling is not very good anyway. Like, if we pull up the stats for the O'Malley fight against Vera, yeah, he didn't attempt any takedowns. So look, at the end of the day, I don't think we need to waste 25 minutes watching this, because when you look at the fact that Dvalishvili has been outstruck by almost everyone that he's fought, and his grappling is what has enabled him to get him the wins, I just don't think O'Malley is at that elite level of striking. So we really want to focus on the grappling in this one. I mean, maybe we will need to watch the Vera fight, who knows, but at the moment I just feel that's not where we need to be putting our focus right at the beginning of this stream. So let's kick things off by taking a look at the Sterling versus O'Malley fight and see how his takedown defense, defensive wrestling, all that kind of stuff looked in this one. So what I will do is I will drop the link into the chat and sync up the first round of this fight for me, and then we'll just watch it together and we'll see what happens. Let's get it going. So if I just adjust, this camera is a nightmare, it goes all over the place, and just make sure that's working fine. It's dropped again, sorry guys. There we go. Is that better? There we go, zoomed in a bit. Alright, so what we'll do is sync up this first round and we'll see how it goes. So it starts at about 3 minutes 50 on Fight Pass. So I haven't even given you guys the ESPN Plus links yet. 2 seconds. Just grab that for you. There's the ESPN Plus links. Hey, what's up, Joey, mate? Hope you're okay. Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So, let's get this going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. How many takedown attempts did Sterling attempt in this fight? Only 2. Shit, okay. That's not very much. 1 in each round. That's pretty pathetic. Do you know what? Like, by the time these main event title fights take place in the UK, it's usually like 4, 5, 6 a.m, something like that. So even though I stay up and live bet all of them, I tend to forget about them pretty quick because of how late it is. So I can't remember too much about this fight. So it'll be interesting to watch it back now and see exactly how close Sterling came to taking O'Malley down. But why did he only shoot 1 takedown per round? That's kind of crazy. So UFC stats is going to be a real useful tool for this live stream because we'll want to focus on the fights where guys have tried to take O'Malley down. I know Petr Yan did have some success with his grappling, so it'll be interesting to see what happened in that matchup. But I just think O'Malley's striking is top tier. And you know what? Ghoul, who left a message in the live chat earlier on, he brought up a really good point on Discord earlier on, where he said that Dvalishvili is one of those guys that doesn't really have striking to set up his takedowns, and O'Malley's footwork and movement is so good that it's going to be very difficult for Dvalishvili to set the takedowns up because he doesn't have the striking to set them up. So he's probably going to be shooting from really far outside of O'Malley's range. And O'Malley's footwork and movement is so good that it will be difficult for Dvalishvili to get the takedowns. On top of that, I think a big part of the reason why Dvalishvili has so much success with his grappling is because of his pace. Like, he wears people down with it, but O'Malley's cardio has looked so good. I'm not convinced that he is going to be able to wear O'Malley down, especially if he does have a staph infection. Can you imagine Dvalishvili and Belal Muhammad as UFC champions? It's like Dana's worst nightmare. Like, we're 3 minutes in and not a single takedown attempt from Aljamain Sterling. It's kind of crazy. Minute and 30 left to go. Not a single takedown attempt from Sterling. He's just allowing Sean to chip away at him and cruise. Do you know what? I'm actually looking at... I know this is going to sound really gay, but I'm going to say it anyway. Nothing, there's anything wrong with that, but like, it's a bit of a weird thing for me to say what I'm about to say. O'Malley's legs do actually look alright. Like, he's not... I had the perception that he was like lean and skinny, like a Chase Hooper sort of body type. But in actual fact, his legs are a lot more solid than I thought. Like, if you look at the lower body of Sterling, who we know is obviously very physically imposing, very strong, very muscular, and then you look at the lower body of O'Malley, there's not that big of a difference, to be fair. And perhaps one of the reasons why O'Malley has looked so incredible, you know, over the last few years, last couple of years, is maybe because he has, like, his body's matured and he's filled out a bit and he's become stronger and more muscular. Because earlier in his career, particularly during that period of time where he was suffering those leg injuries in fights, he did look quite weak in the lower body, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So that first round doesn't really tell us a lot. It doesn't really tell us anything about O'Malley's defensive wrestling, to be fair. It doesn't really tell us anything about his defensive wrestling. So we will have to keep going. So sync up round 2 for me, please, boys. It starts at 10 minutes and 12 seconds. 10 minutes and 12 seconds. 10 minutes and 12 seconds. And we'll get it going. So Blackleg is saying, if I was 60-40 Merab before staph, and if it's 50-50 chance of staph, wouldn't a bet on O'Malley be a no-brainer? Yeah, it could be, mate. I do get what you're saying. Steffi, the way I'm feeling, man. Austin Found is saying that Tim Welsh doesn't get enough credit. It's true, actually. It is true, man. Like, O'Malley's improved a lot. Alright, let's take a look at the next round then, round 2. Let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully we learn... Where's my mouse gone? Hopefully we learn something about O'Malley's defensive wrestling from this fight, because other than the Petr Yan fight, I don't think there's going to be much information for us in his other matchups. So nice deep double leg or single leg entry here. So O'Malley's gone to the overhook on the right side. He's creating a wide base up against the cage. He's feeding Aljamain that single leg. Good balance from O'Malley. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, look, Aljamain didn't really commit too hard to the takedown after O'Malley stuffed the initial entry. But O'Malley did everything right. Created a nice wide base against the cage. Good balance. Confident in that position as well. Jesus. Jesus. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Alright, we need to watch. I think the best order to research this fight is going to be to take a look at to take a look at O'Malley's takedown defense. Learn everything we can about that, and then when we watch Dvalishvili fight, we'll be able to visualize better O'Malley's chances of keeping the fight standing. So I think we need to take a look at the Petr Yan fight next. So I'll drop the link in so you guys can sync this one up. I'll grab the ESPN Plus link now.
Folks, featured bout.
So here is the ESPN Plus link. So on Fight Pass, it starts at about 1 minute 58. So what I'm also just quickly going to do is go through UFC stats and try and see if there's any other fights where O'Malley's takedown defense has been tested. So the Pedro Munoz fight didn't have any grappling. Paiva fight. So Paiva did try to take him down twice. Paiva's not the best wrestler, obviously, but If we're working with scraps, we've kind of got to watch the Piver fight. I doubt Almeida would have. Oh, he went for 2, but again, Almeida's a striker. He did actually get one of the takedowns, though. Interesting. How long did the Almeida fight last? Oh, it went to round 3. Okay. Quinones is a grappler, right? He didn't shoot any takedowns. Sukumtar's a striker. So even though there were a lot of takedowns in this fight, it was such a long time ago, I just don't think it's relevant anymore. And also on top of that, O'Malley injured his leg in that fight. So 13 takedown attempts from Petr Yan. Okay, so this fight should tell us a lot. We might even learn everything we need to know from this fight, to be fair, about O'Malley's takedown offense and ground game. Yeah, Merab's cooked on the feet, right? Yeah, you are right, submission savvy, man. There definitely would have been a lot more chain wrestling from Merab. He wouldn't have just given up that easily. 100%, man. Alright, let's get into it then. Let's take a look at this Petr Yan fight. So let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So with there being 13 takedown attempts from Yan, I'm quite optimistic here that we're going to see a lot of stuff which is going to give us a good read on whether O'Malley can keep this standing. Obviously, Dvalishvili's a better grappler than Yan, but Yan's got that low center of gravity, that small compact frame which enables him to shoot deep takedown entries. So hopefully we'll get to see how O'Malley deals with a small compact fighter shooting in deep on his legs and hips. And even though Petr Yan's not as good of a grappler as Dvalishvili, how O'Malley reacts in these positions will tell us a lot. So what do you know what's quite interesting about this fight? Remember Ghoul was saying that one of the big problems Dvalishvili's got is that he doesn't have the striking to set up his takedowns. That's not the case with Yan. Yan does have the striking to set up takedowns. So even though Yan's not as good of a grappler as Dvalishvili, in many ways he is a more difficult challenge for O'Malley, because when Yan's coming forward, he's got the element of surprise on his side, right? O'Malley doesn't know what's coming. Could be a spinning attack, could be a big right hand, could be a deep takedown entry. Whereas when Dvalishvili comes forward, he doesn't really have much power in his hands. You don't have to worry too much about his boxing. So for the most part, you know, the only thing you really need to worry about is that takedown entry, which does make it a lot easier to stop someone's offensive wrestling like Dvalishvili, because as soon as he does start to come forward, you can start to prepare yourself for defending the takedown. Whereas with Yan, it's far more difficult, especially the range at which Yan fights in. He's got that boxing to crowd you. Okay, so nice deep double leg here from Yan. Now, Dvalishvili likes this position. We see Dvalishvili go to the body lock from back control a lot and just kind of John Fitch guys. He just likes to wet blanket them from this position. So what you want to see from O'Malley is the opposite from what we saw from Grasso in yesterday's stream, where he shows urgency to work through these positions. So O'Malley did all the correct stuff there. He created that nice wide base against the cage. He got the underhook on the right side and he circled into Yan. So he did all the correct stuff. So good stuff from O'Malley in the first round. Keep seeing like these sequences, right? It's very difficult for O'Malley to read Yan, because Yan's coming with the head strikes, he's coming with the takedowns. Very, very difficult to read Yan. And that's probably one of the big reasons why Yan's able to get that double leg there. Because O'Malley's got to be thinking about defending the head strikes, which opens up his lower body, which is why Yan can then shoot in on that double leg and get it. So we want to see a bit of urgency from O'Malley here to pop back up to his feet, because he's not in a bad position here. He's relatively close to the cage. He should be able to get his back tight to the cage and start the wall walk, which he is now. And he's back up. Beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong. And then he does the correct thing by turning into him. Beautiful. So O'Malley did... So Yan did give O'Malley a lot of like time and space to pop back up to his feet there. But O'Malley still showed a lot of urgency to work back up. So it's good stuff. Good stuff from O'Malley for sure. And what I really like about O'Malley is when Yan tried to keep control in the clinch, he immediately just turned into Yan and disengaged from that position. He didn't fuck about like we saw Alexa Grasso do against Shevchenko. Alright, so sync up round 2 for me now, which starts at 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Sync it up, guys. 8 minutes and 12 seconds. 8 minutes and 12 seconds. So yeah, I do like what I'm seeing from O'Malley at the moment. Alright, let's get into round 2. So let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I am liking what I'm seeing from O'Malley here. I would love to bet on this fight, because obviously with the both guys being in the even money odds range, if you can just lean one way or the other, you'll find a strong position to put your cash. If you can just lean like 60-40 one way or the other, you'll find some value. His boxing is so good. Like, we forget how good of a boxer Yan is, and O'Malley is like in total control here. Like total control. Like, if this is how much trouble he's putting Yan in on the feet, imagine what he's going to do to Dvalishvili. Obviously, curse of the commentator, Yan catches O'Malley with a big right hand. But anyway, so this is a much worse position for O'Malley to find himself in, because when he was taken down in round 1, he was relatively close to the cage and he could use the cage to wall walk. This is a far more difficult position for him to find himself in, because he's nowhere near the cage. So this is gonna show us O'Malley at his worst here. Can O'Malley quickly work back up to his feet? Because this would be the worst position he'd find himself in on the ground against Merab. So he's trying to create a bit of space for himself off his back by going knee on belly with his right leg. Alright, he's gone back to close guard. So O'Malley definitely looking weak off his back here. Turns his hips in, looking for an arm bar. Can he push off on the hips of Yan and pop back up here? So he gets to his knees, pops back up. Yan drives through, trying to flatten him out with that shoulder pressure on the right side. And oh, I like it. I do like that from O'Malley. So O'Malley got to his knees and just stood up very quickly there. As soon as he had a tiny little bit of space, and turns into Yan relatively quickly. Underhook on the right side. Underhook on the right side. Keep that underhook in. Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's not bad from O'Malley, man. It's good stuff. He did look a bit weak off his back, but he did everything else right. It's good stuff. So a little cheeky outside trip from Yan. O'Malley immediately back up. So what I really like about O'Malley, and you guys are seeing the opposite in O'Malley, to what we saw from Alexa Grasso in yesterday's stream. Remember in yesterday's stream, we were really frustrated at Alexa Grasso because she was taking an absolute eternity to work through those bad positions Shevchenko was putting her in up against the cage and on the ground. With O'Malley, we're seeing a lot of urgency. But O'Malley is looking tired here. He is taking big, deep breaths. And obviously we know Dvalishvili can put a big pace on him. So while I am impressed by O'Malley's ability to work through these bad positions, and that's obviously exhausting, like, he is looking a bit tired. He's looking a bit tired. Mouth open wide, breathing heavy. And we know Dvalishvili can put a big pace on him. But even though he's looking tired, it's not like his volume's dipped. So he's looking really tired in this round. Like his body language is tired. It'll be interesting to see what his body language looks like in round 3 to see if he could catch a second wind. Beautiful head movement from O'Malley. So Yan in on another double leg. What's really impressive about that is Yan came forward with big combinations. O'Malley used incredible head movement to stuff them, but also did a good job of stuffing the initial takedown by getting those underhooks in play early. But he has given up a very cheap takedown here, and he does look very tired. And I think a big part of the reason why he's given up a cheap takedown here is because of how tired he is. So O'Malley does look very tired, man. Could he be one of these guys that, like, look at how heavily he's breathing on the ground here. Like, could he be one of these guys that gas is pretty bad if you make him grapple? Like, O'Malley does look very tired, which is a shame. It'll be interesting to see how he looks in this third round. Because we know Dvalishvili can put a big pace on him. So, sync up round 3 for me, which starts at 14 minutes and 25 seconds. That's 14 minutes and 25 seconds. Sync it up for me. Sync it up. So what I worry about with O'Malley here is if he's looking this tired towards the end of round 2, imagine what he might look like after, you know, rounds 3, 4 with Dvalishvili like spamming takedowns and wet blanketing him. So it was looking good for O'Malley, but I definitely don't like how tired he looked almost midway through that round. So if we think about it, O'Malley's started to gas here after about 7.5 minutes. Like, going 25 minutes against Dvalishvili is a fucking nightmare. So let's get into this third round now. Let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This is why doing fight research is so important, man. Like, this is literally the reason. This is the only reason why we've been able to make a profit every year for the last 15 years. It's not because, like, we're smarter than anyone else or we know more than anyone else. It's just literally because we put the work in. Like a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on YouTube, they will give you strong opinions on this fight this week, but hardly any of them are just going to sit down for a couple of hours, take a look at the recent fights of O'Malley, take a look at the recent fights of Dvalishvili, figure out what's true, and just base their opinions on what is actually true. Like, it's not rocket science what we're doing, but it does work. Because just by putting a little bit of time and effort in, you can figure out what's true. You don't have to guess, you don't have to predict, you don't have to speculate. You can see exactly what the reality is. So we wanted to pay attention to O'Malley's body language in this third round. He's not breathing as heavily here. His mouth's not wide open like it was at the end of round 2. His footwork is good. His movement is good. He's light on his feet again. His hand speed is good. Throwing a decent volume of strikes. So O'Malley looks fine here. But it'll be interesting to see if Yan looks to grapple again in this round, and if we see the same pattern where O'Malley may tire quite quickly off that grappling. But at the moment, O'Malley looks fantastic. And this is the thing, right? Dvalishvili isn't that dangerous on the ground. And every round starts standing. So, if O'Malley... Oh, again. So, very nice takedown entry from Yan. He's going for the single leg here. Good balance from O'Malley. To be fair, like, Yan didn't really fully commit to that. But this is the problem, right? Every round starts standing, and Yan's footwork, his movement, his striking defense is so much better than Merab Dvalishvili's. And look at the trouble that O'Malley is able to cause Yan on the feet here. Like, Dvalishvili is going to take way more damage than Yan. Oh, it's a beautiful takedown entry from Yan. So O'Malley tries to sprawl out of it. He wasn't square to Yan, so he got caught at an angle. But O'Malley's done a good job. O'Malley's done a good job. O'Malley's done a good job. So he's turned into Yan. He's got that underhook on the left side. He's feeding him the single leg now because he's confident. So O'Malley's feeding him the single leg because he's confident in his balance. He doesn't want Yan to get to the double leg because it's the double leg which is what has basically resulted in him getting taken down. And again, as soon as Yan gets the double leg, he goes down easily. So O'Malley's single leg takedown defense is excellent, but as soon as you get to the double leg, it's very easy to get him down. So O'Malley is up against the cage. Not that bad of a position for him to find himself in. He gets to his knees. So what we want to look at, guys, when O'Malley disengages from this position is his energy levels. Remember in round 2 how tired O'Malley looked after that grappling position? What we want to do when he disengages here is pay attention to his breathing patterns, his footwork, his movement, his hand speed to get a read on how much you might be able to tire him out after a bit of grappling. Because we know Dvalishvili won't get tired. Well, he might. He might have a staph infection, but you guys get what I mean. Like, if he fights like he usually does, he won't get tired. Ooh, both guys with some wild hooks there. Ooh, big left hand from Yan. Jesus. Big left hand. Oh, he's gone for some funky shit, man. Alright, it worked. He went for a switch, he didn't get it, and then he just rolled out of the takedown attempt. O'Malley's got that dog in him, man. I love it. 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 What a fight, man. Dvalishvili, O'Malley, what a fight. Clash of styles. Both guys tough as nails. Gives up another cheap takedown right at the end of the round. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? You know what? At the end of the day, that fight gives us a lot of information to work with. I was really worried that there wouldn't be enough footage on Sean O'Malley's takedown offense and ground game to get a good read on how this one's likely to play out. But actually, we learned a lot from that fight. And I think we've got more than enough information from that fight to determine how likely it is that Dvalishvili is going to be able to use a grappling heavy game plan to win this. So what we'll do, I'll drop the link in now for the Dvalishvili versus Cejudo fight. And let's just take a look at a bit of footage on Dvalishvili now to try and work out how likely it is he's going to be able to get O'Malley down and hold him down. And then what we're also going to do, we'll talk a little bit about the kind of things to look out for as well. So we just catch up on the live chat. That's interesting. So Sebastian Hordem, I'm really sorry, Sebastian, if I pronounced your surname incorrectly. But Sebastian is saying that Tim Welch basically said that they didn't expect Yan to grapple as much as he did, which would indicate that maybe O'Malley's defensive wrestling, takedown defense is a lot better than what it looked in the Yan fight. Because we've already said, right, Yan had the element of surprise on his side, but against Dvalishvili, you know exactly what to expect. So, we've learned a lot about O'Malley there. He might slow if you make him grapple hard. He does show a lot of urgency to work through bad positions. He's very susceptible to the double leg takedown. He did a pretty good job of defending takedowns from the clinch and single legs. But I think pretty much every double leg that Yan attempted, he got easily. And did look a bit weak off his back. Like, O'Malley was good at working through every bad position, apart from when you flattened him out on his back. If he was close to the cage, he did a good job of wall walking. But outside of that, he did struggle. So when we watch this footage of Dvalishvili now, what we're paying attention to is the kind of takedowns that Dvalishvili usually shoots. We're looking at his grappling control. We're also looking at his entries. And what we also want to look at is his persistence. Because the thing about the Yan fight, he wasn't that persistent. He would like commit hard takedowns, but then as soon as O'Malley would work out of them, then there would be a minute or two of striking. We want to see if that's the case here with Dvalishvili, because if it is, we know that O'Malley will inflict major damage on Dvalishvili outside of those grappling positions. But if Dvalishvili is going to look to stick to O'Malley like glue, then it does change things, because O'Malley won't get as much time out in the middle of the octagon to do damage with his strikes. And that's pretty huge, because I don't think Dvalishvili is the kind of guy that scores very well in grappling positions, because he doesn't do a whole lot. He just kind of wet blankets you. So if O'Malley can have long periods in rounds striking, I think he can inflict so much damage on Dvalishvili that even if Dvalishvili does get the odd takedown here and there and a bit of top control, the points that Dvalishvili will score with his grappling won't negate the damage that, or the points that O'Malley's going to be able to score from the damage he's going to land with his strikes. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. So let's get this first round going. Let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go. Did I give you guys the ESPN Plus link? I hope I did. I didn't. Oh my god. I'll quickly give you guys the ESPN Plus link. I completely forgot. I'm really sorry. There's the ESPN Plus link. Okay. Now, obviously, Cejudo's got better takedown defense and a much better ground game than O'Malley. But hopefully we'll still be able to learn a bit about Dvalishvili's relentlessness and physicality. Because that's the thing, right? If you're going to be betting this fight, you don't want to be betting in the hope that O'Malley lands a big shot and knocks Dvalishvili out, even though it could happen because of how many times we've seen Dvalishvili get rocked in fights. If you bet O'Malley, you want to be betting based on the fact that if it does end up going to a decision, O'Malley will have been able to have kept the majority of the fight standing and will have been able to have outstruck Dvalishvili, which we know he definitely will. So we can already see Dvalishvili has been wobbled there. And we know how much of a sniper on the feet O'Malley is. What I'm really interested in these fights is what Dvalishvili's grappling control looks like. Is he strong enough to kind of hold O'Malley down? Because a lot of grapplers that do have amazing cardio don't have the most physically imposing ground games, where I do feel Yan's quite physically strong. Nice single leg entry from Merab. Goes to an outside trip. Straight into top position. So that indicates to me that Dvalishvili's grappling control is not very good. look at how easily Cejudo was able to elevate him off that butterfly hook on the right side. Now, obviously, Cejudo is a former Olympic wrestler, but still, when you can be moved around that easily on, you know, from top position, it just says to me that you don't have the most physically imposing ground game. So it's a great first round for Cejudo. I will say this, with Dvalishvili getting moved around in these positions, he might not be that physically imposing, which would make it way easier for Sean to neutralise the threat of his grappling. Like, Dvalishvili doesn't look particularly strong in these positions. Like, you've got to remember, I do get that Cejudo is a former Olympian, but Cejudo's also like 37 years old and about 5'4". Like, he was a flyweight. O'Malley is a huge bantamweight. So when you're getting moved around that easily by a guy as small as Cejudo, it is a bit of a red flag, in my opinion. Should we take a look at exactly how big Cejudo is? Yeah, he's 5'4" and 37 years old. So look, at the end of the day, we know he's a very high level grappler, but like, O'Malley is a young, hungry bull, 29 years old, 5-inch longer reach than Cejudo, a lot taller as well. We know he's quite filled out, muscular, strong these days. He's not skinny and lean like he used to be. I don't think it's good that a man that is 5'4" and 37 years old is moving Merab around that easily in those grappling positions. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let's get into round 2 now. So sync up round 2 for me. So round 2 starts at... I haven't even synced it up myself. So round 2 starts at 8 minutes and 55 seconds on Fight Pass. This fight's getting interesting. Yeah, I think Cejudo would have won this pretty easily, man, if he hadn't gassed Joey. It was such a strange performance from Cejudo because of how good his cardio usually is. It just didn't make any sense, man. So let's get this next round going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm just looking at how basic Dvalishvili striking is, and just, you know, when he's like springing forward, throwing those jabs and those hooks, you can just see O'Malley lighting him up on the feet. again, like he's getting handled in these positions by a 37-year-old flyweight. 5'4". Cejudo's way too small to be a bantamweight. Like in positions like this where Dvalishvili is coming forward in these exchanges, like he's gonna get murdered fighting like that against O'Malley. You saw how accurate O'Malley's striking was against Yan. Like his striking is so basic when he's coming forward square like that, throwing those hooks. We need to see some grappling from Dvalishvili, man. Give us some information, because I'm liking what I'm seeing at the moment from O'Malley. So we're about midway through the fight and we haven't really seen much of a takedown attempt from Dvalishvili. There's a single leg here now. Goes the inside trip, he gets it. But Cejudo immediately gets to his knees. Like immediately. And literally crawls over to the cage. Or could crawl over to the cage. Wow. Okay. Look, guys. I know Cejudo is a former Olympian, but with how easily Cejudo is moving around, this is just saying to me that Dvalishvili has no physicality to his grappling. Like Cejudo's able to move around underneath him so easily. And he's 5'4". Like, look at how much space Dvalishvili's giving him. Yeah. Hey, babe. Let's play ball. Yeah, man. I think Dvalishvili might be fucked here, boys. Are we about to find a bet? There's just no physicality to Dvalishvili's grappling at all. And the thing is, even though Yan's not as good of a wrestler, Yan has much more physicality to his grappling than Dvalishvili does. I'm not that impressed by Dvalishvili's grappling. Let me see who else he's fought recently. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Hey, babe. Like, he only hit 1 in 5 takedowns on Yan. That's the question, right? Can O'Malley keep up with the relentlessness of Dvalishvili? Like, that's got to be some kind of record, right? 49 takedown attempts in a fight. But then at the same time, defending takedowns is exhausting. Will O'Malley be able to defend 49 fucking takedown attempts? I don't even think I've ever seen 49 takedown attempts in a fight before. This has to be some kind of record. Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT. What is the record for most... What is the record for most takedown attempts in a UFC fight? I don't think I've ever seen higher than 49. Oh yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance. I think there's a pretty good chance that Dvalishvili holds the record. So ChatGPT just told me this. The record for the most takedown attempts in a UFC fight is 33. It was set by Cain Velasquez during his fight against Junior Dos Santos at UFC 155. So 49 is a lot higher than 33. So I just don't think ChatGPT is updated yet. But 49 takedowns, that's a lot of takedowns. Alright, let's look at this third round. Let's get it going. What's up, Geeks? Do you want to come up here with me? Oh, she wants me to play with her outside. I don't know if you guys can see. She's getting ferocious. She's getting ferocious. Isn't it, babe? I tell you what I will do. Let's ring the wifey and she can come rescue me. Oh, she's going. She's a savage, boys. I'm sorry. She is a savage. We're going to get another one. I don't know if pre-ordered another dog is the correct thing to say, but we've got another dog on the way, man. Should be here end of October, hopefully, God willing, if everything works out all right. You okay? She's trying to rip my arm off.
Sorry, I'm cooking dinner.
Can you look after the dog as well? Alright, so if we get this third round going, so it starts at 15 minutes and 5 seconds. That's 15 minutes and 5 seconds. So let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, yeah, I'm not impressed by Dvalishvili at all. I'm interested to see how he looks in the Petr Yan fight. Because you've got to think as well, this is Dvalishvili when he doesn't really have to worry about too much on the feet. Yes, Cejudo hurt him in the first round, but Cejudo's not the most dangerous on the feet. He hasn't inflicted much damage. Cejudo also tired in round 2. So Dvalishvili can kind of come forward recklessly in the second and third round without there being too much risk for him. But you see how wide open he is in positions like that. And he might have a staph infection. So in on a single leg. Drives through into a body lock takedown. Based on what I'm seeing so far, my lean is definitely O'Malley. The fact that Ashley might have a staph infection sweetens that. Obviously, the Yan fight will tell us a lot because we've just seen O'Malley against Yan. But like in this position, we know O'Malley is very good at turning into his opponents and getting underhooks in play. Like, it's not like Dvalishvili's doing a lot here. Like, look at how easily Cejudo turns into him there. Like, look, at the end of the day, right? Help me out with this one. Am I crazy for thinking that a 29-year-old, 5'11", Sean O'Malley in his prime is probably going to be more physically imposing at this stage in his career than a 5'4", 37-year-old guy that used to fight at flyweight? Let me know what you think. Who is more physically imposing at this stage in their career, Cejudo or O'Malley? Let me know. Because obviously if Cejudo is like some kind of super strong, powerful, physically imposing dude, then the deficiencies we're seeing in Dvalishvili's offensive wrestling make some sense. But if Cejudo is like a lot of small 37-year-olds, then Dvalishvili should be doing way better than this. Very nice double leg though from Dvalishvili. So that's the kind of takedown that he will hit on. He will get that on O'Malley, right? O'Malley's takedown offense off single legs is very bad. O'Malley's takedown offense off single legs very, very bad. Double legs, sorry, is very bad. Do Great Danes need much exercise, Hilts? Herb, I think you might have just come into the stream, mate. I'm not saying Dvalishvili is 5'4". I'm saying Henry Cejudo is. We were talking about Cejudo, not Dvalishvili. You can see again a lack of physicality in this position from Dvalishvili. And when you look at how O'Malley dealt with the takedowns of Yan, in positions like that, you can just see him getting those underhooks in play early and lighting Dvalishvili up. Yeah, I'm not impressed by Dvalishvili's physicality at all. It's quite surprising. So like we've been saying, if a 5'4" flyweight at 37 years old is able to move around in these grappling positions this much, O'Malley, 29 years old, 5'11", in his prime, looks physically strong as well. It should be very difficult for Dvalishvili to control him in a lot of these positions. The one major weakness we've seen in O'Malley is his double leg takedown defense is very bad. But everything else, not too bad. And a lot of his defensive wrestling is very good. What I'm also noticing about Dvalishvili is he doesn't do a lot in grappling positions. Like, it's not like he lands many strikes up, on the ground or in the clinch. He kind of just wet blankets you. And when you consider all the damage that O'Malley is going to be doing in kickboxing range, it might be a very difficult fight for Dvalishvili to score points in. Like, when you look at the damage that O'Malley was able to inflict on Petr Yan in between takedown attempts. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Sorry, I was just watching back the end of that round just to see how Dvalishvili looked from that top position when he actually got that double leg. So what we will do, we're gonna learn a lot from this Petr Yan fight. 49 takedown attempts. So let's watch this Petr Yan fight, and I think by the time we're done watching this Petr Yan fight, we'll probably know quite a lot about how this fight is likely to go. So sync this one up for me. Sync this one up for me. Sync it up, guys. And let's get it going. I'll grab you guys the ESPN Plus link as well. So definitely leaning O'Malley right now, which I didn't think I would be. I always kind of favour the grapplers because grapplers have got the ability to dictate where the fight takes place. But I think the lack of physicality to Dvalishvili's grappling it could cause Dvalishvili big problems. Hey, what's up, MTez? Hope you're doing good, mate. No, I don't look at the Contender Series, man. Only because with the Contender Series, the max bet limits are really low. So if I do bet the Contender Series, not only can I not make much money from it without getting betting accounts closed, But also, if I live bet it, which is like my speciality, my betting accounts will get closed super fast as well. So it's just not worth me sacrificing betting accounts for the Contender Series. So I don't bet any other promotion other than UFC, because it's hard enough keeping accounts open when you bet on the UFC, let alone the other stuff that has like lower max bet limits, lower liquidity. It's a bit of a nightmare. I used to, like, a very long time ago, and I do regret it, to be honest, because I wasted a lot of good betting accounts doing it. So now I just stick to football and UFC. Just the juice isn't worth the squeeze with how low, or not necessarily even how low the max bet limits are, it's how aggressive betting sites are with account closures on the smaller promotions. Tenpenny is saying that he's betting O'Malley and Torres. Do you know what? I haven't researched that Torres fight yet. Haven't researched it yet. I think it'll be a difficult one to bet because there's not much footage available on Torres, right? He's just got a bunch of first round finishes. Yeah, it's going to be tough. He hasn't been to a decision in 6 years. And with the pace that Bahamondes fights at, I mean, Mexicans are known for having great cardio, right? So, you know, Torres' cardio is probably great. But who knows, man? Who knows? He hasn't been to a decision he hasn't been past round 1 in 6 years. So that one will probably be a difficult one for me to bet. So Sebastian is saying that Yan had a broken hand for the Dvalishvili fight. Let me just check that, because that would change a lot. Oh, okay. So it's saying that Dvalishvili broke his hand before the Petr Yan fight, which makes this even more impressive. What's up, Shackle? Hope you're doing good, mate. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I gotta be honest, Austin, but Bahamondes was one of the names jumping out at me as a potential bet, only because both guys are in the even money odds range, and at least Bahamondes is battle tested. We know his takedown offense is good, we know his ground game is good, we know his cardio is good, we know he fights at a high pace, high volume, great boxing. Like, we've really got no idea how Torres looks if the fight goes past round 1. So it would make more sense for me to go with Bahamondes, but I'll have to see when I look into it. I haven't done that fight yet. Yeah, definitely Shackle, mate. Alright, let's get into this next fight then. So this is Yan versus Dvalishvili. So I think by the time we're done with this one, we'll know pretty much everything we need to know about this fight. So let's get into it. Let's start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So again, we're looking at physicality and grappling positions. So nice single leg from Dvalishvili. Again though, see how he lacks the physicality? Like, he really struggles to control guys. Like, you can easily see O'Malley scrambling out of positions like that. And then in positions like this, where Dvalishvili's on the back foot, he's going to be taking big damage. And that might be the difference between Petr Yan and Sean O'Malley, right? Where every time Dvalishvili's not getting one of these takedowns, he's going to be getting punished bad. Whereas the offensive wrestling of Dvalishvili really shut down Petr Yan's striking. Like, obviously, Dvalishvili's a tiring guy to face, right? Dvalishvili is tiring. But he's not difficult to game plan for. You know exactly what he's going to try and do. Like, I'm just visualizing him taking so much damage against O'Malley on the feet. Single leg entry. See, Sean's good at dealing with all this stuff. Sean's good at dealing with all this stuff. And when the fight goes back to kickboxing range, Dvalishvili's going to take so much damage. Single leg entry. Looks for the trip. Yeah, he really lacks physicality in these positions, man. He really lacks physicality in these positions, big time. Big time, big time, big time. And then out back in the middle of the octagon, he's going to be taking big damage. Big damage. Big, big, big damage. Single leg, again, yeah. Like, Dvalishvili is relentless, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't really have that physicality to hold guys down. Like, we saw it against Cejudo. We're seeing it here against Yan. He has to tire you out with grappling before his grappling becomes effective. Like, he has to spam the takedowns to tire you out before his grappling becomes effective. But by then, he might be knocked out. Or he might have taken an ungodly amount of damage, which means he can no longer fight to his full potential. Like, he's totally ineffective here. Like, he's obviously making Yan work hard. Definitely leaning O'Malley. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Double leg from Yan. O'Malley's definitely the strongest side to be on, especially when you consider Dvalishvili might have a staph infection. Like, look at how easily Yan scrambles out of bottom position. Look how easily Yan just got back up. We've seen O'Malley do this. And Yan had the element of surprise on his side. Dvalishvili struggles. Like, the reason why Dvalishvili's cardio is so good is because he has no physicality to his grappling at all. So sync up round 2 for me. Dvalishvili is going to take a lot of damage in this fight. He's going to take a lot of damage in this fight because by the time he tires O'Malley out enough to be able to hold O'Malley down, he will have taken a lot of damage. So sync up round 2 for me now, which starts at 9 minutes and 19 seconds. That's 9 minutes and 19 seconds. Sync it up. Sync it up. Sync it up. Alright, let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Like, so far we're not seeing anything that would give O'Malley trouble. So you can see Yan tiring out here. The forward pressure of Merab is getting to him, but a big part of that is because Yan is so focused on the threat of the grappling that he's not able to land strikes on Merab to damage him or deter him from coming forward. So Yan's constantly on the back foot and it's exhausting for him. We know O'Malley's far more effective at fighting on the back foot than Yan is. Like, he will damage Dvalishvili bad in these positions. Like, look at that. Dvalishvili just walks right onto that left hand. Beautiful double leg entry, though. Very, very nice. So, Yan was looking a bit tired. Let's see if he can move around on the bottom. Look how easily, look at how easily Yan stands back up. Oh my God, look at how easy he just stood back up. Wow. I think I have to bet O'Malley, man. I think I have to bet O'Malley. Look how easily he just stood back up. The thing with Dvalishvili is he's got no physicality to his grappling at all. So while he is persistent, he doesn't do a lot with grappling positions. Like, he's not able to rack up much top control because he doesn't have particularly good grappling control. And he's not able to score points on the feet because his striking is at such a low level. So, like, Dvalishvili is relentless for sure. But, like, he doesn't do a lot to score points. And I'm thinking to myself, how much damage O'Malley's going to be able to do on the feet. And if Dvalishvili's not able to, like, get O'Malley down and lie on top of him, which won't be easy. We've seen that won't be easy from the O'Malley-Yan fight. Is looking like a really difficult fight for Dvalishvili, and I didn't think I would be feeling this way. I thought my lean would be Dvalishvili, and then you throw into the mix the fact he might have staph to the point where he might not even be able to fight at this pace for 5 rounds. And you've also got to think about, you know, in the early stages of the fight where O'Malley's fresh, he might be able to do so much damage on the feet. You know, he might be scoring 10-8 rounds. We might be looking at doctor stoppages. Like, again, look how easily Yan stands back up. And he's in a really strong position to break the grip and turn into Dvalishvili here right at the end of the round. It's whether he wants to. There he goes. Yeah, yo. O'Malley, man. O'Malley's the one. O'Malley is the one. It's been a while since I had a pre-fight bet. It's been a few events since I had a pre-fight bet. O'Malley might be the one, man. You just know. You just know. When you see it, you know. I'm seeing it. Look, at the end of the day, who knows what happens, man? No one's got a crystal ball. But in the even money odds range, take my money on O'Malley. If it loses, it loses. It is what it is. Ultimately, we perform amazing on everything we do, right? It's been a good year for us on pre-fight bets. We don't place many bets. I've only placed 20 moneyline bets all year. You guys know me. I like to keep it tight. I do like to keep it... I'm very conservative with UFC pre-fight. Because it's not my strength, right? My bread and butter... what I specialise in is UFC live betting. We make a profit on 70% of events. We absolutely murder on UFC live betting. That's why I keep it very tight on pre-fight bets, and that's why you perform well on pre-fight bets, because I only pull the trigger when we can overwhelmingly stack the odds in our favour. And in this day and age, you don't get many opportunities in pre-fight betting to overwhelmingly stack the odds in your favour. And so it's rare you get an opportunity like this these days, but this is looking like a good stylistic matchup for O'Malley. So sync up round 3 for me now, guys, which starts at 15 minutes and 33 seconds. That's 15 minutes and 33 seconds. 15 minutes 33. 15 minutes 33. Do you know what, Austin? That's a really good question, and I'm not sure. So Austin is asking if they're in the big cage or not, and I'm not sure, because I do think the Sphere is quite a small venue, right? And they usually only use the big cage in the arenas. I think the Sphere is quite... let's just Google what the capacity is. What is the capacity of the Sphere? Okay, I'm wrong. It's actually quite a big venue. So apparently it holds 20,000 people. So it's probably going to be a big cage, because a 20,000 seater indoor stadium is quite big. But then maybe not. I'm just looking at the architecture of it, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of space down by the stage. So maybe it is a small cage. I don't know, but it's a really good thing to think about, because, like Austin is saying, if it's a small cage, that would favour O'Malley, because we've seen that O'Malley does a really good job of using the cage to stand back up. So if it's a small cage, it favours O'Malley, because when Dvalishvili is shooting takedowns, he's not going to have to travel back very far to get his back tight to the cage to be able to pop back up to his feet. So a small cage definitely favours O'Malley, in my opinion. Yes, he doesn't have as much time and space to move around with his footwork, but the thing is, the gap in striking is so big, I don't think that matters as much as O'Malley getting more opportunities to use the cage as a base to defend the takedowns. So I hope it is a small cage. Guys, let me know how you're feeling about this fight. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know what you think. I'm surprised at the lack of physicality in Dvalishvili's grappling, if I'm being honest. So anyway, let's get this next one going. It starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's take a look at the implied probability on O'Malley's odds as well. So average odds at the moment are going to be about, say about 1.75, 57%. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's not terrible either. And that's a good point as well from Zero Miedo. So Zero Miedo is saying that O'Malley wins because the UFC want him to win. At the end of the day, we see so many questionable decisions in these high-profile title fights. Like, it's Dana's worst nightmare to have Dvalishvili and Belal Muhammad as champions. Like, you know, if the rounds are close, competitive, the judges are way more likely to go with O'Malley. And to be fair, they probably should, because Dvalishvili doesn't really do any damage in these grappling positions, whereas we know O'Malley is going to inflict big damage in grappling positions. Like, if you look at Yan, you know, Dvalishvili's up 2 rounds. There's been 11 minutes in this fight now, and Yan's barely got a scratch on his face. Yeah, there's such a lack of physicality from Dvalishvili in these positions. There's such a lack of physicality from him. And if you look at the stats, right, it's quite pathetic only completing 11 of 49 takedowns. 11 of 49 takedowns. Like, that's pathetic. That's like 20% of takedowns. And half the takedowns he got came in round 5 when Yan was probably too tired to defend them. But up until then, Dvalishvili didn't have much success with his offensive wrestling at all. Let me know what you think. Again, just look in these positions, just a real lack of physicality. Like, look at how easily Petr Yan turns into him. Just no physicality at all. This is pretty much the first double leg that Merab has shot in this round, and it's coming in round 3. And again, you can see, look at how easily Yan breaks the grip and turns into him. And when he does lose his balance, he just stands right back up. Crazy, man. Look how easily Yan turns into him. Yo, boys. Yo. I'm telling you, man. O'Malley's a good bet. He might not win. He might not win, boys. He might not win, but he's a good bet. He's a good bet. He's a good bet. Like, look at how easily Yan stands back up. Every time in the last 2 fights that we've seen Dvalishvili get a takedown, his opponent just stands back up. It just means he's got no physicality to his grappling. Like, he is relentless, right? But what you gotta remember is, he's relentless here, and he's relentless against Cejudo, right? Which means he's winning these rounds and he's outworking these guys. But he's winning these rounds and he's outworking them because they're so, like, overwhelmed by his wrestling that they can't deter him from coming forward and do any damage. Or do, like, look, Yan's defending everything. They can't damage him or score points because they're too busy dealing with the wrestling. We know that O'Malley will do big damage. In between these grappling sequences, we know he'll do big damage because he did it to Yan. And Yan's got far better striking defense than Dvalishvili. Like, in these sequences, O'Malley will do big damage. And when Dvalishvili does shoot recklessly, he's going to have to be worrying about flying knees up the middle. Man, I didn't think I would end up liking O'Malley, but I do. A lot. So, let's get this 4th round going, which starts at 21 minutes and 50 seconds. Eye-opening. 21 minutes, 50 seconds. Alright guys, let's get into the next round. Let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Where's the clock on? I'll get it back now. I'll get it back now. There we go. 5 of the 11 takedowns that Merab got were in round 5 as well. Like, in these positions, Dvalishvili is going to be taking big damage. Very, very, very big damage. Again, literally, look, Yan just stands back up. He just stands back up, man. He just stands back up. This is wild. Just stands up. Oh, such a good fight for O'Malley, man. It's a good fight. It's such a good fight. And the fact that Dvalishvili might have a staph infection is like the cherry on top of the cake. I love it. I love it. It's been a while since I bet a main event as well. Feels like it's been a while. Dvalishvili's just not strong in these positions. Like, he's relentless, but he's not strong. And in positions like this, he doesn't score points. The biggest risk is obviously O'Malley tiring out. That's the biggest risk. And he was tiring out against Yan. But at the same time, dare I say, Yan's a more physically imposing grappler than Dvalishvili and a far better striker. So he can set his takedowns up better than Dvalishvili and defend himself from taking as much damage on the feet. Like, Dvalishvili will take big damage in this fight. His striking's very bad. Like, in this range, like, Yan can't do anything to him because he's too worried about the takedown attempt. We know in this range, O'Malley is going to light him up bad. Really, really bad. Crazy, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this 5th round. Hey, baby, okay? I'm looking forward to seeing this 5th round. To see if Merab does anything differently to be able to hit these 5 takedowns on Yan. That's also true. So Austin is saying that O'Malley improves every fight. It's true, man. He does. It's very true. So let's get into this next round now. The 5th round we're coming into. While my dog is attacking me. So we'll be wrapping this live stream up soon, guys, but she's gone. We'll be wrapping this live stream up soon, guys. I'm definitely going to be betting O'Malley based on what we've seen here. I'll obviously put the breakdown video out tomorrow, but it's basically going to be summarizing what we've all seen in this stream with, like, I'll put out some video clips and stuff. So yeah, if you are watching this stream, I really appreciate you. If you're watching this stream, you're one of the hardcores. I see the same guys like in every stream. I really appreciate you watching. I do have some live betting group spaces available for this weekend, and I hate to see them go to waste. There's like a maximum number of people that I can have in the group every week, because obviously the more people that place the same bet at the same time, the faster the odds decline. So I try to cap it at under 60 people for every event. But if you're watching this now and you want to join me for live betting this weekend, send me an email. I'll put my email address up here, and I'll get you in this weekend. I'll give you free access so you can live bet with me this weekend. And it's a really good event, so hopefully we will make some money. We do make a profit on the majority of events live, so if you're still watching this and you'd like to live bet with me this weekend, send me an email and we'll get you set up with free access for this weekend. I just want to fill the group up on an amazing card like this. Make sure the group is full. There's no point in having spaces on a weekend like this. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll get you set up straight away in time for this weekend. So I really appreciate you guys watching till the end, and it's a great card this weekend, I know that much. Two amazing main events. So let's get this fifth round going now. It starts at 28 minutes 7 seconds. 28 minutes 7 seconds. Let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm interested to see how Dvalishvili hits 5 takedowns in this round, and only 6 takedowns in the previous 4 rounds. What does he do differently here? What does he do differently? My biggest concern over betting O'Malley is that he'll get tired out. But I would be more concerned about the damage that Dvalishvili is going to take in order to get the takedowns. Like, he can't spam takedowns like this because he'll get knocked out. Like, he's coming forward recklessly against Yan, but it's because there's no real deterrent or threat coming back from Yan. Yan's just kind of in a defensive shell. Whereas against O'Malley, Dvalishvili is going to be at significant risk of being knocked out. Again, just look at how easily Yan stands back up. What's quite notable as well, we're into the 5th round. There's a nice double leg entry from Dvalishvili, but I was just about to say, Dvalishvili hasn't really had any grappling control in the entire fight. And again, Yan just gets to his knees off that takedown and stands back up. Like you can see, Dvalishvili just has no physicality to his grappling at all. Look, he can't establish dominant positions. He can't establish dominant positions, man. So let me know how you feel about this fight, guys. Are you going to be betting Dvalishvili? Are you going to be betting O'Malley? Let me know what you think. I didn't expect to be betting this fight, but I can't unsee what I've seen. Very surprised. I did think Dvalishvili's grappling was more physically imposing than this. And another thing is just how easy Dvalishvili is the game plan for. Don't get me wrong, it's not nice with how relentless he is, but you know exactly what to expect from him. There's no surprises. So Savvy is just saying if Yan's not able to light him up so easily, if Yan's not able to light him up so easily, what makes you think O'Malley will? It's just O'Malley's ability to fight on the back foot is excellent. And even when we've seen Yan threaten with a lot of offensive wrestling against O'Malley, O'Malley's been able to inflict a lot of damage and outstrike Yan. We saw the same in the Sterling fight. And Merab is much worse defensively than both those guys. There's just no physicality to Dvalishvili's grappling at all. Like, he'll just knock you down, but Yan's just stood up every time. Very, very interesting. Do think this is a really good fight for O'Malley. Just no grappling control from Dvalishvili at all. Alright, that's going to be it, guys. I do think O'Malley is a very good bet in the even money odds range. A really, really, really good bet, which is probably why his odds are starting to decline. So I'm going to go bet him now. Hope you found that useful. And yeah, if you want to come join the live betting group this weekend, just email me. We've got some spaces available. If the spaces do fill up by the time you email me, I will just keep your details and then get you in on another one, maybe the next big pay-per-view or something, because we do have to keep the numbers below 60 people, so there's only a few spaces available. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll drop the breakdown video tomorrow, and I'm going to go run off and bet O'Malley now, because I think he is looking pretty good here. Pretty good, man. So nice one. Take care, everybody. Love you guys. Nice one, and I will see you all really soon. Take care, everybody. Nice one, guys. Bye.